Hey guys, today I'm looking at Satantango by László Krasznahorkai, contemporary Hungarian writer. It just kind of came upon my radar because of other writers that he was compared to. This author favors writing in a very non-paragraphing, long sentence style. It does plot forward in a dance-like way, and the author masterfully and easily moves between the perspectives of the different characters, the defeated old townspeople, the damaged youth, even a kitten. And there's a very unforgettable battle scene between a girl and a kitten, especially if you've seen the movie. I believe the author had collaborated with the director, Bellatar. That movie and this book just orbit around each other as what I think are great works that increase the power of each form. Werkmeister Harmonies and A Turin Horse and Satantango especially, they really put in time as a character and force that you have to contend with as a viewer in a way that this book doesn't really demand of you. So in that regard, it's kind of a different interpretation. This book actually has quite a bit of humor, surprisingly. It's sort of the humor in the same vein of Gogol and Kafka and Samuel Beckett.
Google.
The film really lends a visual language that the book rests upon. The author was able to take various elements of his writing, exposition, dialogue, interiority, and let's say if you were to color each of those aspects of writing a unique color, most writers, you would see the colors show up in blocks as very distinct sections. But this author, because he writes in an ostensibly dense way, he mixes all of those elements together so masterfully that it would appear a little bit more like smeared together color-wise. It might be kind of strange to talk colors in this book because the feel to me is very smoky, foggy, rainy. It's very black and white. And yeah, it's a depressing landscape and it's a depressing story. I think that's sort of kind of given up front, and it's the hope that these people have in the midst of all that, where you really see the humanity kind of shine through. And there's no doubt that the author's confidence in his voice and style lends a power to the text that just propels it forward. Very disjointed, actually. It's very episodic, but it gave me a feeling almost like a modern day fairy tale. It's not the traditional way of telling something like a fairy tale, but the characters and situations that he carves up almost out of stone seem to me like images and situations that have always existed and need to be told. Although I think mostly it's that I'm mesmerized by the power of this author that I feel this way. I was also amazed by the build quality of this book. It's a very handsome edition. I don't really talk about that kind of stuff too much. It also surprised me that this book was published in the 80s. It seemed like it was written much longer ago. It's a very timeless style. I think we could read this 50 or 100 years from now and it'll still feel fresh. Maybe it's the lack of temporal specificity or any interest in contemporary cultural or sociological trends, and more just being bathed in the basic human struggles of just living. And I think the darker, the better. This is a book that was extremely enjoyable to read, a very full-bodied experience, and I highly recommend it. Satantango by László Krasznahorkai.